This is the Phillies Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
How about that? Back-to-back series wins for your Philadelphia Phillies, and of course, I can't even bring myself to say, Max Kepler with the game-winning home run of the 8th inning. This is a game that did not feel like the Phillies are going to win, and there they go. They win it. I felt like after the 4th inning, when Bowden Francis just totally forgot how to throw baseballs, I thought the Phillies were going to blow it right then and there, but they didn't. Somehow, magically, and the name of that magic, I'll give the name to it, and it's not even Max Kepler. The name of that magic is old Cristopher Sanchez, old Sanchi, being able to deal for the second straight start, 7 innings of 2-run baseball. That's exactly what he did against the Pittsburgh Pirates, but unfortunately, which was his last start, unfortunately, also the same exact thing where he does not get a decision in the victory for the Phillies. They didn't win last time, but Phillies, this time, they're able to win the game at least. So at least they won the game that he started. He just doesn't get credit for it. He looked great. The changeup looked great. The slider looked great. The sinker had some movement on it. Cristopher Sanchez went out there and dealt. The offense did not get the big hit that they needed, and unfortunately, that 4th inning, you had a situation there with the Phillies where they had the bases loaded. They had 2 outs, and they had an opportunity to come up with the big hit, but they failed to do so. JT Realmuto trying to take home on a ball that I really can't blame him for. It did not end well, but you would figure that ball was going to bounce away from Heineman, I think it was, behind the plate. It was. Hyman, behind the plate, and the English on it just rolled right back to him, allowing him to tag out JT Realmuto instead of another run crossing the plate in that situation. Phillies get 2 RBIs despite nobody really batting in anyone. Run batted in and a hit by pitch run batted in for the Phillies there. Walk in a run, hit by pitch, a run, I guess. So 4th inning wasn't all it could have been, but it was enough. And Max Kepler was the difference in the ball game when he said, the German-born Max Kepler, I'll feed this thing to that baseball into right field, to the right field stands there for the difference in the ball game. And how about the bullpen? Not too shabby. And once again, Phillies get their 3rd win in a row. They win back-to-back series. All is right in Phillies world right now for your fighting Phils. So let's get into it. 3 big things. Number 1, Cristopher Sanchez is your player of the game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
You look at the numbers right now with Cristopher Sanchez and what you were able to see from him. 7 innings of 2-run baseball, just 5 hits, no walks, no free passes for Cristopher Sanchez, except for the 1 hit batsman that he had in the game. 98 pitches. And here's what's really amazing about the whole thing with Cristopher Sanchez. The first batter he faced tonight, Bo Bichette, 9-pitch at bat, and he eventually sat him down on a slider. 9-pitch at bat. You're thinking, here we go. We're going to have a 25, 30-pitch inning. No, you didn't. Only 14 pitches there for Cristopher Sanchez in that 1st inning. 2nd inning ran into a little bit of trouble, unfortunately. There was a double off the bottom of the wall after he started off that inning, getting George Springer to look at a 1-2 sinker, sat him down for a 2nd strikeout of the game. Then Clement comes up to the plate. He hits a double off the bottom of the wall in right center field. Nick Castellanos, unfortunately, I don't know if he mistimed it. I don't know if he was slow getting into the wall. It looked like when he went to catch it, his mitt got caught on the fencing there in front of the scoreboard in right center field. Bottom line, he was unable to come up with that baseball, and it comes back to bite the Phillies in the butt as Straw comes up there with an RBI single to left. 1-0 Toronto. You're begging, you're pleading, you're praying that the Phillies offense is going to be able to pick up Cristopher Sanchez in a small blunder that wasn't really even all his fault. Nick Castellanos unable to get to the ball. 4th inning, then Phillies have a huge opportunity to get back into this ball game. Well, it's a 1-0 game, but to make it a big inning, they had a huge opportunity in the 4th is a better way to say that. Now, here's what was crazy. Kyle Schwarber's up at the plate. He goes down, can't check his swing on a 2-2 splitter that fools him. Alec Bohm steps up. He grounds out to 3rd. Just like that, 2 outs in the inning. Nick Castellanos steps up to the plate. It's a 1-2 count to Nick Castellanos. Bowden Francis, who the Phillies just rung his bell time and time again north of the border in Toronto in that game one of that 3-game series in Toronto about a week ago. They step up to the plate, or Nick Castellanos is down in the count, 1-2. He then works the walk, so now you got a 2-out base runner. Max Kepler then works the walk. Now you got first and second with 2 outs all of a sudden. JT Realmuto steps to the plate. I believe it's a 2-2 count. He gets a fastball in on the elbow. All of a sudden, 2 straight walks, a hit batsman. You got the bases loaded. You got 2 outs. Who's going to come up with the big hit? Bryson Stott. When I saw Bryson Stott, obviously, was the next guy up. I thought if they get Bryson Stott to the plate with the bases loaded, they're going to score a run because he is going to, obviously, you saw Bowden Francis lose his arm slot. It was more a confidence in Bowden Francis losing his arm slot than it was Bryson Stott like coming up with the big hit. But I thought they're going to get a run. He's going to work it. He's going to work a walk. He's going to get a base hit. Something's going to happen where they're going to make something happen here. Sure enough, he steps up to the plate. He's able to work the walk. It gives a 3-0 count. He was patient. Does not get the 3-0 green light, as he should not. It's a fastball right over the middle of the plate. He then gets a 3-1 fastball in the same spot, a little higher. He puts a swing on it and misses it. All right, you're not going to strike out. You're going to make something happen here. Sure enough, ball's out of the zone, RBI, bases loaded, walk, courtesy of Bowden Francis and maybe even the patience there of Bryson Stott. Then Matt Kemp steps up. Otto Kemp steps up to the plate. He gets up there, 2-2 pitch, comes in, hits him. Another run scores. Phillies go from tying it to now taking a 2-1 lead in that 4th inning. All right, can something happen here? Francis then gets out of the game. They bring in Little, left-handed pitcher, to face Brandon Marsh. 2-2, wild pitch. Unfortunately, this is the ball that bounced right back to Heineman behind the plate. JT Realmuto, look, I can't fault him for it. I feel like he made the right decision 99 out of 100 times. Unfortunately, the ball had a little English on it. Bounced right back to Heineman. He gets it, corrals it. He's able to tag out JT Realmuto, dead to rights, trying to slide in for what would have been the Phillies' 3rd run of the game. And obviously, the inning would have kept going there with Brandon Marsh at a 2-2 count. Can't be too mad, but the Phillies were unable to come up with the big hit. They get 2 runs across the plate in that situation. And I still can't believe it. Nick Castellanos down 1-2 with 2 outs. And Francis couldn't get the final strike of the inning, couldn't get the final out of the inning either. Phillies walk out of that 4th inning, bottom line, having not recorded a hit, but yet get 2 runs across the plate. Then, unfortunately, the 5th inning, this was a wild one there. You have a situation there with Guerrero at the plate. Right before he comes up, Phillies are unable to turn a double play ball. Originally, they were ruled that they did turn the double play. Upon further review, they did not. You have a situation there with Bo Bichette at the plate. He hits a grounder to shortstop. Trey Turner, his toss is high to Bryson Stott at second base. He's got to corral that, bring it down, fire to first. If it was a better toss from Trey Turner, this inning doesn't matter. But unfortunately, high toss gives enough time for Bo Bichette to make it down the first baseline and beat out the throw. It would come around to bite the Phillies. It would come around, unfortunately, to bite Cristopher Sanchez as well. But he limits the damage to just 1 run on an RBI double by Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to center field. And that was that. Fortunately, then he got Kirk to hit a little humpback liner to first base to get out of that inning. But just another example of what could have been worse for Cristopher Sanchez. He limited the damage. It's just a 2-2 ball game. Good hustle all in all to him. And how about this? The 6th inning. He starts the 6th inning at 78 pitches, does Cristopher Sanchez. Throws 7 pitches in that 6th and was just dominant, flat out dominant in that 6th inning. So you love to see that for him. All in all, as I mentioned, 7 innings, 5 hits, able to go out there and get 5 strikeouts as well, and just those 2 runs for 98 pitches in total. Cristopher Sanchez earns the right to be the player of the game. As for the turning point,
time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Max Kepler. Got to do it. Got to give it to him. Max Kepler, a guy who I've railed on many, many times. Man, I've said, oh, he ain't it. He ain't it. I still don't believe he's it. I need like a 3-week tear by Max Kepler, where I'm like, oh, Max Kepler's up. Here we go. Double, home run, single, walk, whatever. That's what I need from Max Kepler. But today, his lone hit of the ball game. He did score 2 runs for the Phillies tonight. He went out there and absolutely handled the business in that 8th inning. Got a 2-0 fastball from Chad Green, and we've heard him say that he is sold out for fastballs in the past. Mason Miller against the A's is probably the best example of that. But this time he faces Chad Green. He's up in the count 2-0. He had 2 straight fastballs miss. This fastball was out over the middle of the plate, and he tattooed it 370 feet. Another thing I loved about this, not only was it the go-ahead run, it ended up being the game-winning run, but I also love that it just happened to be the behind the catcher camera angle that NBC Sports Philly went to, and you just saw it leave the stadium, and you went, damn, that ball was on a rope. 3-2 Phillies win, or 3-2 Phillies lead. They go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and this is where I'll talk about the third thing here. So 3 big things. Number 1, Cristopher Sanchez. Number 2, Max Kepler coming up big. And number 3, the bullpen in a 1-run game, Orion Kerkering dealt in the top of that 8th inning to keep that a 2-2 ball game, including getting Alejandro Kirk, or Alexander? Alejandro, right? Alejandro Kirk, yeah. On a 3-2 fastball out of the middle of the plate that he just fooled him on. Wasn't seeing it coming, and he blew it right by him. So good hustle to him. 98-mile-per-hour fastball. Ate him up. And then in the 9th inning, how about this? Matt Strahm goes out there. He records his 3rd save of the season, needs just 7 pitches to do it. You love to see it. When we come back, we're going to talk about what you'll be talking about tomorrow as far as this game, as the Phillies will go for the sweep. Talk about who'll be on the hill. We'll also take your comments on this one as well. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Who doesn't love a nice cup of coffee in the morning? You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. Coffee isn't just a drink. It's a ritual. It's a lifeline. It's the thing that gets you from half asleep to fully functioning. And it's essential. Simple as that. Why settle for anything less than amazing with something so essential as coffee? That's why there's Trade Coffee. Trade Coffee comes in handy. Trade is the #1 coffee destination in the United States, delivering fresh, incredible coffee from over 50 of the country's top roasters. Whether you're a cold brew fan or a pour-it-over purist, they've got a roast that you'll love. They actually give you can take a quiz that helps you. It helps learn your palate. I took it, got my first order of Trade Coffee. Chef's kiss. Fantastic. Great way to start the day. And how about this? Right now, Trade is exclusively offering our customers, our viewers, our listeners 50% off your first 1-month trial. That's first month, 1-month trial at drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. That's drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. TRADE.com/lockedonmlb for 50% off your 1-month trial. drinktrade.com/lockedonmlb. And how about FanDuel NBA Finals? TJ McConnell's Indiana Pacers were looking really good, and then terrible foul calls. Absolutely horrendous. But that's the fun of it, right? Right? How about this? FanDuel makes it easy to stay in the game before tip-off and live as well with player props, performance trends, same-game parlays. Fans, never been a better way to play smart and win big than with FanDuel. And how about this? If you're new to FanDuel, it's the perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com and place your first $5 bet. And if it wins, you'll get $200 in bonus bets. That's right. New people to FanDuel, new customers, perfect time to sign up. Head to FanDuel.com, place your first $5 bet. And if that hits, which I'm sure it will, come on, you're smart. You know what you're doing. You'll get $200 in bonus bets from FanDuel. So make every moment more with FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NBA. Let's jump into it, what you'll be talking about tomorrow.
This is what you'll be talking about.
I think you're going to be talking about the Phillies having an opportunity to go for the sweep and 4 wins in a row. The sweep of the Toronto Blue Jays certainly helped people's attitudes, mine included, around the Philadelphia Phillies. Hell, Max Kepler hitting like 3 home runs tomorrow would also be kind of cool, right? Well, here's what you got tomorrow. You got Zack Wheeler on the hill for the Phillies, and he's going against Jose Berrios of the Toronto Blue Jays as the Phillies look to complete the sweep on Father's Day in South Philadelphia, 1:35 start time. Look forward to that one, seeing if our boy Zack Wheeler can get out there and do his thing. It is also the last meeting between the Phillies and the Blue Jays of the season. Zack Wheeler looking to improve to 7-2 on the season with a 2.85 ERA. Jose Berrios, 2-2 with a 3.38 ERA. Berrios, when he went up against the Phillies in their last meeting north of the border in Toronto, he was able to hold him just 1 run on 4 hits. It was a home run through 6 innings of work. That's the way that one went down. That home run was courtesy of Nick Castellanos. It'd be great to see Nick Castellanos get hot with the power numbers. You know what I'm saying? Love to see that happen. As for Zack Wheeler, he's going to give it another go at the 7th win of the season for him. Back from paternity leave, did not miss a beat in his last start. 6 innings, 1 run. It was the long ball against Chicago Cubs. It was that 11-inning affair, and he lasted 6 innings, 1 run, 3 hits in that one, issuing just 1 walk and striking out 7. That's what I think we'll be getting into tomorrow. Let's get into the chat check and see what you guys are saying. Jess Patrick 2. Mark, before I say anything about the game, please tell us the vintage microphone up there on the shelf. Wait. Tell us about the vintage. Okay. All right. I'll go ahead. No, that's fine. I'll entertain that question. So this is a gift from my brother a few years back. I wish it was actual vintage, but there's an on and off switch right there. So Miss Guzzi. But it does work. And maybe one day I'll actually hook it up to this and see if I can, maybe one day I'll have that hanging in there. You know what I mean? But thank you for asking. I do love that microphone. Just past the 5th inning. What's it worth having the team's only 2 hits when you allow an unnecessary RBI double? Right? Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. The 5th inning you're talking about? Putting that on. I don't put that on Marsh. I put that on what's his name? Am I confused? Wait, 5th inning. Trey Turner? You talking about Trey Turner? Did I even do this? I didn't even do that yet. Because the 5th inning, the RBI double was, I put that more so on what's his name? On Nick Castellanos more so than it would Brandon Marsh. Brandon Marsh 2 hits. Yeah, I don't know. I got to go back and look at it, I guess. Morgan Landy, what's going on? Sorry, Jess Patrick. Morgan Landy, Maximilian, how about that? 3 in a row. That's what you're calling a winning streak. It has happened before. There we go. Thank you. Don't think I didn't think of Lou Brown immediately after Max Kepler hit that home run. Bandman 100 was going on. It's true the offense left something to be desired today, but last year they didn't walk in 2 runs before they instead striking out. I think the same thing every time. Absolutely. Max Kepler for the win. Love it, says Polar Buck. Bandman 100. Kepler needs to keep the hitting. Needs to keep hitting, but so far he has given the Phillies the extra slug they wanted in the outfield. Yeah. Jerry Von Skyver, what's up, buddy? Mark's favorite Philly, Mad Max, wins the game. Let's go Rays. Speaking of the Rays, they were up 7-5 when I started this little program we like to call the Postcast. And now they're up 8-4. Oh, my goodness gracious. Top of the 7th inning right now. Rays are up 8-4 on the New York Metropolitans. Let's keep that going. Evelyn, it's a winning streak. There you go. Graham Fadger's going on. What is the strange feeling I'm having? Could this be what winning feels like? I think so. Joel Evers, what's going on? Not going to lie. It was looking pretty hopeless. 3 hits through 7 innings. Not good. Thank you, Mad Max, for coming up in the clutch. Absolutely. Daniel Gall, what's going on? Great win today. Absolutely. Sports GPS podcast. Hello. Phillies need a big hit. There in the 4th inning. They were lucky to get 2. Great win nonetheless. There you go. Buddy Christ. What's up, Buddy Christ? Nice to see you. Evelyn. Clutch Kepler. Oh, look at you. Has Max been watching the Farsi show? I don't recall Farsi's other favorite left fielder, Austin Hayes, ever coming up clutch. Yeah, he did. That was That was just one of those things that just was bad. It was really, 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 really bad. It was like the right move to make, kind of, but didn't work out. It kind of reminds me, no. I had higher expectations when the Phillies signed Wilson Ramos and Asdrubal Cabrera when they traded for those guys at the trade deadline some years ago. 17, 18, I think it was. Buddy Chris, Max is better than Austin Hayes. True. One of the best innings Strauma's had all season. Yes. Kerkering needs to keep throwing the fastball for strikes. That helps the sweeper. Absolutely. Timothy B. What's up, Timothy B? Yo, Farzetta, good bounce back win for the boys these past few days. It absolutely has been. Love it. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Thanks for everything, guys. Hey, tomorrow, Father's Day. Let me just say preemptively, happy Father's Day to all you fathers. Happy Father's Day, especially to the soon-to-be first-time dads. It's the greatest thing in the world. It really is. My dad is a big baseball guy. Grew up playing the game. Plenty of catches we've had in the backyard. Plenty of shagging fly balls and all that stuff. So enjoy the day tomorrow to all the fellas. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast on the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to all things Locked On Phillies. When it comes to Locked On Phillies daily podcast and content, Connor Thomas had you covered each and every day. I got you covered each and every day when it comes to your Phillies postcasts. So I have fun with you guys with that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe. Back with you guys tomorrow after hopefully a Phillies sweep of the Toronto Blue Jays. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.